What's going on, everyone? So today in this video, we're going to be going over a trade recap with Netflix, okay? And this was December 17th, so this was a couple days ago. But first off, we're going to be starting, as usual, the quote of the day, okay? So the quote of the day is, "Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results," okay? Narcotics Anonymous. And I implemented this quote with trading because, when something's not working out and I keep trying the same strategy over and over again, expecting the different results, and, just because it worked for me one time, but if it's consistently going against me, then it's time to step back and, take a step back and just realize, you know, it's all about refining yourself. So you have to be able to adjust, to adapt, especially to certain markets and to certain strategies. So if something's not working out for you, wouldn't it be smart to walk away and try something different? We all have our different styles of trading. So obviously, when you're sticking with like long-term style of trading or short-term style of trading, you don't want to just like give up at your first sign of loss. But when something is consistently not working for you, would it make sense to keep doing that? No, it wouldn't. Okay, so when I first started trading, I was more of a conservative technical day trader. So I traded futures, JNUG, JDST, and so on. And I was doing pretty well. But you know what? It eventually came to a point where it just wasn't working for me. It worked for me for a little bit, but then as you grow as a trader, some styles grow with you. So what I consider myself is now is I like to trade options, okay, blue chip stocks, keep it simple, Apple, Roku, and I like to correlate them off the SPY. So when I first started trading, I would use future /GC, the gold future, to correlate my trades with JNUG and JDST. Well, that's kind of what I do with SPY. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about how I use SPY to correlate with my trades, okay, how the market's using, or how the market's performing, how I incorporate it with my day trading. So let's get into this. So my Netflix trade, okay, my entry was 4 contracts at 220, and I exited 1 contract at 266, and 2 contracts at 266, and another 2 contracts at 277 for a nice 206 gain. The reason why I'm okay with this trade, but I'm not. I wish I could have done a lot better, obviously, because my ultimate goal was to buy when it broke above pre-market highs. Okay, that gives me some an indicator that, hey, we're going up here. So I didn't go according to plan, and as you can see, I got the middle VWAP. So yeah, it didn't go according to plan. It broke above the middle VWAP. It broke above pre-market highs. I should have reacted quickly. I waited too long for a second approval. But I still profited, which is really nice, and that's okay. But as long as I review my recap and I am aware that I could have done better on this trade, that's the first step. Again, improving yourself is step 1, okay? So I didn't react as quick as I wanted to, but I sold out 2 contracts at 266 and another 277. So I need to start looking at the tape, okay? And that's another thing. I could have made a lot more money, but it's not about I could have. It's about refining yourself to what you could have done last time, okay? So I would have liked to buy back in when it broke above that 313 level as well. But, I made a decent amount, and, there was other opportunities on the table that I wanted to take advantage of, okay? So I scaled out with 2 and another 2, and that's what led to my good trade. As you can see, we had some fundamental catalysts below. So that morning, Netflix has disclosed its revenue and subscription data for regions outside of US for the first time. So for the first time, Netflix subscriptions growth they had in Europe, the Middle East, Africa, the region, it has doubled since its first quarter of 2017, which makes that region the streaming company's largest market outside of the USA and Canada, according to Wall Street Journal. Okay, so the company's subscription in those regions grew 140% from 19.7 million in March 2017 to 47.4 million in September 29. Okay, so these revenue numbers during that period almost tripled to 4 billion. Okay, and that's pretty good news. That's pretty good news to me, and especially with it breaking pre-market highs. I'm not gonna beat myself about it, but again, next time into the future, I want to make sure that I'm more confident in myself in these trades. Okay, so again, it says why this matters. Okay, well, the increasingly competitive US streaming market has slowed Netflix growth in recent months. The company said in October that it is a serious competition for the first time since it started streaming more than a decade ago. Netflix also lowered its subscriber growth projection for the fourth quarter of 2019 as competition loomed from rival companies like Apple Incorporated and Walt Disney. The new data on overseas growth could help Netflix persuade Wall Street to focus on its growth outside of its highly competitive US market, according to Wall Street. Okay? So, that's pretty good news to me. Okay? That's pretty good news to me, and I'm happy with that. But again, we can make it differently. But now let's talk about another thing, SPY. Okay, so what I was saying in the beginning was how I used to use the /GC gold to correlate with my trade JNUG JDST. Well, the same thing I do with SPY on Netflix. But in this example, I want to show you why it's not always 100%. Okay, it's not always 100%. As you can see, all right, we have the second candle pushing up. We have the first 5-minute candle pushing down. It's a red candle. We can see this is pushing up. Again, you don't want to have it have too much of an influence in your trade. But on the second 5-minute candle, you can see the SPY's pushing up, okay, and it broke 320, and same with this, it's pushing up as well. Again, it's not always 100%, and I never solely rely on the SPY to influence my trades. But as you can see, this sold off, and this is continuing to push up. Okay, so again, I had good news, and you don't always want to focus on the SPY, but that's one of the market indicators that I use on influencing me on my trades. So yeah, I just want to make the video real quick. This is my Netflix recap. Any questions or concerns, please feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys next week.
I be getting to the money.